Welcome to a discussion with the Chief Executive Officer, Michael Moscow. With us today, on behalf of employees and asking questions and interviewing Mr. Moscow, are Olaf Messerschmidt from the Regulatory Department and Sarah Dudak, representing the Agricultural Chemical Business Group.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Representing the company, the employees at Velsicol, we'd like to thank you for this opportunity to interview you. Sarah and I have had a chance to talk to several other employees in the company, and we have some interesting and some tough questions. I'd like to have...
Olaf, it's a pleasure to be here. As you know, in Chicago, we have employee meetings every so often, so it's an opportunity for any employee in the Chicago area to ask me questions, and we thought this would be an opportunity to, in some way, give the members of Velsicol's workforce who are not in Chicago an opportunity to at least ask some questions and get some answers.
Good. Are you ready?
Absolutely. Don't make them too tough now.
Okay.
Well, we would like to know what our sales and earnings picture was for 1983, possibly the future in 1984.
Sure. This has been a very unusual year. We started out without knowing about the PIC program. The PIC program was announced in March of this year, and that was quite a surprise to everyone in the agricultural industry, including Velsicol. And that really did affect us adversely this year. Our key market is our key product is Banville, uses a corn herbicide, and corn acres were reduced in the United States this year by 27%. And that's a tremendous reduction in the number of acres planted. In fact, there were fewer acres planted of corn this year in the United States than any year since 1874. It's 109 years. So that really did affect us. And I think we responded very well to the program. We attempted to market Banville on the set-aside acres. We were in the marketplace much more quickly than any of our competitors with that program. And I think it did not produce as beneficial results as we had hoped, but I think we demonstrated that we can come forward with a program effectively, and I think the program did have some beneficial effects. So we were expecting to have we're expecting the results of this year to really be quite poor relative to where we expected to be until this early order program started in the fourth quarter of this year. And we are now selling into the next crop year, 1984 crop year. And the response that we have had to this early order program is far beyond what we've ever had before in the company, and far beyond, obviously, what we expected to have this year. So we're finishing the year on a very strong note, and that is encouraging to all of us. We have been forecasting that 1984 was going to be a very big year for Velsicol because there'll be a tremendous increase in corn acres planted next year. But it's another thing to see the orders actually coming in and to see the product actually moving. So our Beaumont plant is now operating at full capacity, and we are shipping everything we can produce at this point.
Thanks.
Let me follow up a little bit on that last statement. You stated that our Beaumont plant is now operating at full capacity. We seem to be entering several new markets, the BCA markets. In several years, we're going to go into pre-harvest use. There's a possibility of an alternate supplier of dicamba looming ahead. What are the long-range plans for dicamba?
Well, first, in terms of plans for dicamba, it's, as you know, Banville is a first-class product. It is still growing in the marketplace. We still are finding new uses for the product. Both, you mentioned some of them domestically, they're also internationally. We're finding many new markets outside the U.S., and our managers and sales force outside the U.S. are moving forward quite well in those markets. So we still believe there's a lot of growth left with Banville. We are not aware of any other producer in the marketplace at this time, or anyone attempting to enter the U.S. market with the product. And as you know, from the regulatory side, we would have early warning of this if this were to occur. But we clearly, as a company, are much too dependent on one product. It's a great product, but we must expand our product line. That's our top priority as a company. And that's why we've set up the business development function within the Agricultural Chemicals Group, headed by Mark Hodson. That's why we have a business development function in the Specialty Chemicals Group, headed by Fletcher Allen, and that's why our Pest Control Group is so active in looking for new products, too. So this is absolutely our top priority. And I'm very pleased that of the progress we've made so far in all of those areas. And we've just now gotten official approval to move ahead with our pilot plant for probe at the Bayport plant. In fact, our people in Bayport and those at Beaumont who'll be working on this project were working all last weekend on this. Building is under construction already, and the equipment is on order. So that will be this will be our first new herbicide product that Velsicol will be coming out with, and we are still hoping to be in the marketplace in 1985 crop year with that product.
Very good. Thank you. Well, I have a question, and I'm interested in hearing about the VOTE program. What is it, and what are the benefits for Velsicol? What does it do for us?
Well, it's a new promotional program that we've announced just recently, and it's aimed at the 1984 crop year, and of course the VOTE program ties in with the fact that 84 is going to be an election year too. It stands for Velsicol Operation Trade Expansion. It's a cooperative effort between Velsicol and 6 organizations, and these 6 organizations are the American Dairy Association, the National Corn Growers Association, the National Cattlemen's Association, National Association of Wheat Growers, the National Pork Producers Council, and Cotton Incorporated. And what we will do is for every gallon of Banville that's sold, we will contribute 50 cents to one of these organizations that our customer designates. The customer designates which of these 6 organizations gets the funds. And these organizations have agreed that these funds will be used to help expand markets for agricultural products for U.S. farmers and ranchers. Worldwide markets, domestic markets, any way that they can expand markets. And we view, at Velsicol, we view that as the best policy for our agricultural economy and for our farmers and ranchers in the U.S. is expanding our markets, not cutting back what they produce, but expanding. And this is an effort on our part to help expand those markets.
Mr. Moscow, you spoke a little earlier about the multi-purpose plant, and that's certainly very exciting for the company. Could you give us a little bit more details as far as when the plant will go into production, exactly what we plan to produce there, and why it is so important to Velsicol?
Sure. We have submitted a request to Northwest Industries, which has been approved now, to build a pilot plant at Bayport for this multi-purpose plant. The pilot plant is, the purpose is to determine how well, it's really to determine, to test out the process that we have for producing probe. Let me just give you a little bit of background on this because it's a real interesting story about Velsicol. Probe is a product that we produced, or we sold many years ago. We never made it ourselves. And we always went outside to try and get this product manufactured. And we had problems in the manufacturing process outside. We went to many producers, and no one could manufacture it for us safely. And